These are 9 covert organizations that secretly manipulate every major event in the Marvel Universe. The public cheers for Iron Man and Captain America, but true power operates entirely out of sight. Shadow governments, ancient cults, and rogue science divisions run the world from behind closed doors. Some protect humanity from alien threats, while others plot total global takeover. We will expose exactly who pulls the strings, how they finance their operations, and what happens when their hidden agendas collide with our favorite heroes. Our first group set the standard for global espionage. The Strategic Homeland Intervention, Enforcement, and Logistics Division formed officially in 1965 in the comics, acting as the primary defense against impossible threats. Nick Fury transformed this post-war intelligence network into a vast military machine. This arrangement meant they held the leash on Earth's mightiest protectors. Operating from giant flying helicarriers, commanders controlled budgets larger than most countries. Hiding in plain sight brought severe consequences. Their extensive databases and advanced weapons programs became a prime target. By building the definitive defense system, directors accidentally handed their enemies the perfect weapon. The organization collapsed publicly in 2014 during the Winter Soldier incident, vanishing almost completely overnight. Yet loyal agents continued operating in small, scattered cells across the globe. Operating right underneath them sat their greatest enemy. Johann Schmidt founded HYDRA in 1941 as a rogue science division of the German military. The group survived the end of the war by acting like a parasite. Instead of building their own army from scratch, infiltrators quietly infected the Allied forces. Scientists recruited during Operation Paperclip slowly took over key positions inside the intelligence community. Infiltrators operated by a simple rule where cutting off one head simply spawns 2 more. For 70 years, commanders orchestrated assassinations and fueled global conflicts to make humanity surrender its freedom willingly. When they finally revealed their true colors, they controlled heavy assault ships capable of eliminating millions. Their betrayal destroyed the world's trust in global security forces completely. The resulting fallout forced heroes to operate without government support. Far removed from flying aircraft carriers, a much quieter threat operated in the Soviet Union. The Red Room began in the 1950s as a harsh psychological conditioning program. Russian agents kidnapped young girls and transformed them into lethal, invisible assassins known as Black Widows. Instructors wiped their memories entirely, replacing their pasts with false histories to ensure total loyalty. Natasha Romanoff survived this training facility before defecting to the United States. The facility relied on biological manipulation and chemical subjugation rather than giant energy weapons. Trainees underwent forced medical procedures that stripped away their ability to live normal lives. They stayed hidden for decades by using human assets that could blend into any society perfectly. These silent operatives dismantled entire governments with a single poisoned drink. The resulting chaos proved that a quiet knife often cuts deeper than a bomb.
I need to pause here and say a huge thank you to all the people who left comments recently. This video would not exist without them because we actually chose this specific topic straight from your comments. Please write your ideas for our future What If videos down below right now. We will select the most liked comments for our next projects. And of course, please like and subscribe right now. It helps us grow very much, and we are extremely grateful for your support. Now, we return to the shadows. Long before modern nations drew their borders, an ancient warlord built a secret empire. Zhu Wenwu discovered 10 mystical artifacts around the Middle Ages, granting him immortality and godlike strength. He spent the next 1,000 years assassinating kings and toppling dynasties from the dark. The 10 rings operated entirely outside Western intelligence networks, making them practically invisible to modern satellites. Foot soldiers functioned as a devout army loyal only to their immortal founder. In 2008, a small cell of this syndicate captured Tony Stark in an Afghanistan cave. This capture resulted in the creation of the very first Iron Man armor. Wenwu kept his forces hidden for centuries by constantly shifting power structures and remaining an absolute myth to outsiders. Today, his daughter Xialing controls the compound, bringing this medieval strike force into the modern era with upgraded technology. While ancient warlords relied on magic, another syndicate worshipped pure science. Advanced Idea Mechanics formed as a collective of brilliant, heavily armed researchers.
Members rejected traditional morals in favor of extreme technological progress. Aldrich Killian funded the cinematic version of this think tank, using it as a front for illegal genetic experiments. His team developed the extremis virus in 2012, a biological rewrite that granted ordinary humans thermal powers and instant cellular regeneration. The formula remained highly unstable, frequently causing subjects to detonate like volatile bombs. Operatives masked these explosive failures as random terrorist attacks to keep the authorities looking the wrong way. This syndicate manipulated the media, bought off politicians, and nearly assassinated the President of the United States. These scientists proved that weaponized intelligence creates far more damage than any traditional army ever could.
Sometimes the heroes themselves decide the public cannot handle the truth. A private council known as the Illuminati gathered the most brilliant minds on the planet behind closed doors. Professor X, Mr. Fantastic, and Dr. Strange built this shadow cabinet to preemptively stop universe-ending threats. The members did not answer to any government or public oversight committee. These 5 men simply decided the fate of billions over a quiet conference table. On alternate dimensions like Earth 838, they successfully defeated their universe's Thanos. Absolute authority breeds dangerous arrogance. The council judged other heroes, banished unpredictable allies into deep space, and executed timelines they deemed too risky to exist. They often committed terrible atrocities while claiming to protect the greater good. Their rigid belief in their own superiority ultimately blinded them to threats they could not control or calculate.
Protecting the ground eventually proved insufficient against a hostile universe. Intelligence agencies looked up and established the Sentient Weapon Observation and Response Division. Founded by Maria Rambo in 1995, this division focused entirely on extraterrestrial and synthetic dangers. Personnel monitored deep space anomalies and reverse-engineered alien technology left behind from previous invasions. When domestic security shattered entirely, Nick Fury relocated his operations to an enormous orbital station called S.A.B.E.R. Hovering thousands of miles above Earth, this advanced base serves as the absolute first line of defense against cosmic armadas. Crew members live in zero gravity for months, scanning the outer solar system for approaching dreadnoughts. These space stations quickly became targets for shape-shifting alien refugees. The agencies remain permanently stretched thin, trying to police a galaxy that constantly pushes back. During the height of the Cold War, a formidable Soviet strike force challenged Western supremacy directly. Leviathan operated as a brutal, heavily militarized intelligence network focused on stealing alien technology. Soviet spies clashed constantly with early Western agents during the late 1940s. Unlike their rivals who prioritized stealth, this agency favored overwhelming force and stolen scientific breakthroughs. Commanders brainwashed operatives and deployed experimental super-soldiers without caring if the subjects survived the process. A violent confrontation in 1946 nearly wiped out their leadership entirely, forcing the survivors deep underground. The survivors spent decades frozen in secret facilities, waiting for the right moment to emerge and restart their crusade. A rogue faction of terrorists accidentally woke them up in the modern era. Their return forced old enemies to temporarily work together to stop a mutual threat. Earthly borders mean nothing to an agency that dictates the flow of time itself. This temporal agency exists outside the normal continuum, operating from a dimension where magic and infinity stones hold zero power. Millions of faceless bureaucrats work endlessly to maintain a single, unbroken sequence of historical events. If someone steps off their assigned path, armed hunters arrive instantly to kidnap the offender and erase that entire alternate reality. Agents call this process pruning. This procedure resulted in the silent execution of trillions of innocent lives across countless branching universes. Field agents themselves are actually kidnapped variants, wiped of their memories, and forced to serve the organization forever. Workers truly believed they protected existence from a catastrophic temporal war. Uncovering the truth broke their system apart, releasing an infinite multiverse of colliding realities. Every large-scale superhero battle leaves behind tons of highly dangerous debris. The Department of Damage Control stepped in to sweep up the mess. Originally a joint venture between the federal government and Stark Industries, this agency secured crashed alien ships and broken robotic sentries. Guards locked these exotic materials inside heavily fortified vaults to prevent street gangs from building laser cannons in their garages. Over time, their mission shifted from simple sanitation to aggressive law enforcement. Commanders deployed armored drones to hunt down uncooperative teenagers with superpowers. What started as a glorified garbage collection service morphed into an authoritarian strike force. The department confiscates dangerous artifacts while operating with total legal immunity. These bureaucrats prove that the people controlling the cleanup often gain more actual power than the heroes fighting in the sky. These hidden organizations prove that the true battles happen far away from the public eye, whether they operate from hovering space stations, underground bunkers, or dimensions entirely outside of time. These secret groups shape reality as we know it. The heroes might win the physical fights, but the shadows dictate exactly where those fights happen. Thank you for joining me on this investigation. If you enjoyed learning about these covert groups, hit subscribe right now, and I will see you in the next breakdown.